Now, those of you who have followed me for a while will know that there are some roof tiles that I don't mind, and there are some roof tiles that I absolutely hate. And you will know that the Swiss terracotta tile is on my list as one of the worst tiles ever designed. And you'll know that the terracotta Swiss tile is one of the tiles that I think is made to look expensive. It is actually expensive to purchase and install, and the design is absolutely poor and they fail all the time. But recently I've started to change my mind. There's actually another tile that is worse than the terracotta Swiss tile. Now the journey starts in 2019. I was asked to have a look at this particular roof and got up on the roof, and there were cracked tiles everywhere. And in fact, I actually broke one of the tiles as I was walking across the roof. The tiles were so fragile. And what were these tiles? They were terracotta shingle tiles. Now, I think the reason people use them is that they tend to look really nice. They look like slate, so it's an imitation slate tile. It's expensive to purchase, expensive to put on, and ultimately expensive from a maintenance point of view. So it has now become one of my other most hated tile. Now in 2019, I didn't know much about these shingle tiles. So when I looked at the roof and there were broken tiles, I said, all right, we are sure to be able to get some either second-hand or new tiles that would suit this particular profile. And then to give me more confidence, when I got off the roof, the owner said, listen, I've got some spare tiles under the house, these shingle tiles, so you can use them to replace the cracked tiles on my roof. I said, you built, it's all set, I'm ready to go. Now it seemed like a fairly easy job, replace a few tiles, do a few other things on the roof to make sure that the skylights and all the other stuff didn't leak. So I sent the guys, they went up, and then I got a phone call. We need spare tiles, the guy said. Well, not a problem, there are tiles under the house. So just go to the homeowner and she'll show you where these tiles are. And the guy says, no, we've tried that. The tiles don't fit. So at this point I went, who am I to believe? What I saw or the guys were telling me that the tiles don't fit? I said, why don't they fit? And he said, it's a different size, the configuration's different, they just don't click together. They are not the same model tiles. Now eventually I found out that the homeowner, when she got the spare tiles, got the new version of the shingle tile. And she obviously thought they were the same shingle, so they could fit. Now, this is the first time that I come across this particular shingle tile. You flip it over and it hasn't got Monier stamped on the back, it's got CSR. And I naturally thought, well, CSR Monier, same company, so the tile should fit. But when you had to look at the spare tiles that the homeowner had and you flipped them over, they had Monier stamped on the back. And when you flip them right side up and you compare the profile, two totally different profiles. No wonder my guy said, wrong tiles, they don't fit. So the next step was obviously to find some spare tiles that actually fit. Monier had none because they didn't manufacture that style of tiles for many, many years. None of the second-hand tile people had any of these tiles. So we looked at Facebook, we looked everywhere, and we just couldn't find the tiles. And after months and months and years, we still couldn't find the tiles. And without replacement tiles, we couldn't finish the job. So we couldn't invoice the homeowner. So this particular job went uninvoiced, and we said to the lady, we've done all we can to make it waterproof, but we just haven't got spare tiles. If we do ever find spare tiles, we'll let you know. Now fast forward to 2026, I actually looked at two roofs recently, and they both had these CSR stamped tiles. But I couldn't very well steal tiles off these two roofs to try to go back to the roof we were trying to repair in 2019. Now, the problem with these recent roofs is that they had the same problem. Well, the homeowner and the roofers who had attempted to do repair work in the past had the same problem. They could not find the tiles to do the replacement work. So some of them had actually installed the Monier nullable shingle tile, and this tile has been discontinued. So they've had to wait for the nullable to appear in the second-hand places so they could obtain some nullable tiles. And the nullable shingles are really rare. So on these roofs, the roofers have managed to get some second-hand. They've used it to replace the tiles on the shingle roofs. It doesn't really match at all, so it's not quite waterproof and nothing really works that well. So imagine not being able to find any spare tiles to do repair work on a roof. That's the reason why the terracotta shingle is now on my bad tile list. Now, I've said before that the tile design is very important in being able to perform its job to keep the water out of the roof. And the Swiss tile and now the shingle tiles, they both share the weakness in design. Now, one of the homeowners mentioned to me, they said, listen, we've done some research on the nullable shingle tile, and they say that you can lay that down to 12 degrees. And I went, I don't think so. I'll do some research. And he was right. If you go and do a Google search, AI actually tells you that the nullable can be laid down to 12 degrees. But if you go to the Monier information leaflet, it quite clearly states that this tile must not be installed at any pitch less than 25 degrees. And even at that pitch, you need to install sarking. That's how confident they are that these tiles leak. Now, these are the Monier nullables. This is the picture. And these tiles are designed to go crossbond, which means you've got two tiles next to each other. The next row goes across and it sits just like that. So it interlocks, so there is a little tab down there. That tab goes into there. And because of that, it's only got that much movement. So it's got a limited movement until we go down this way. So this is quite a steep layout here. So water goes in there. Notice water just drifts straight across. There's no defined path for the water to run. It just runs anywhere. So water will go into the, when water goes into the water course, it goes into there. And as the tiles flatten out, if you have a look at that there, and so you look at that indent, the indent is to allow that there, this flat surface to sit right across. So if you notice it sits like that, all right, so that surface there, so that edge lines up with that edge. So there's a slot to enable that to sit on. It goes across. All right. If the tiles are of lower pitch, you can get a little bit of dirt in there. All right. What happens is that the water then trickles over the edge, and you get a leak that goes there and over this notch on the top of the tile. So that's one potential water ingress point. So when you get a lot of rubbish in there, water will just drift straight across and you get a leak over the top of the tile. As the tile starts to get less steep and it gets a bit, it's light, flat, water will go there and it'll go over the lip. So that's why that's a bad design, because you've always got to take into account the service conditions, and under service load you always have dirt build up along there and you get dirt build up along there like that. And you'll notice that there is, on this water course, on this rib, it actually goes a bit lower at that point. And on the underside of the tile, you notice that there is, this bit here is actually thicker than that bit. So you've got a thicker portion, and that thicker portion is the portion that actually sits over the top of that, and that's why this is lower than that. And the reason for that is because you get that extra thickness on the top of the tile, if you notice the indentations there, right? And that's corresponding to why it's lower just there. So that's another area where you could create water running over the edge. So if you had dirt right there, and you were to put water into the water course, what you notice is that that's what happens. So you've got water that can't run, it goes over there. You can see water starting to come over onto the secondary water course. And if you look at the tile, so that's the primary one, so you can see the water running over there, and then you can see water running on this ridge, and potentially water can go over this ridge, and when it gets to there, that's when it gets over the edge of the tile and you get water dripping over the edge of the tile. So that point there corresponds to that, right? And what happens is that you get water drifting over the edge as soon as you get some sort of blockage, leaf blockage in there. So good looking, but expensive, doesn't work, breaks easily. That's why it's on my bad list, this shingle tile. And some owners may say, I don't mind the costs, I like the looks, I don't mind paying extra for this shingle terracotta roof that looks like slate. It's got a really nice look. But if your roof pitch is anything less than 25 degrees, even with sarking, you are asking for trouble. And just like the Swiss tiles, which Monier has totally discontinued because it's such a bad design, maybe someday Monier will discontinue the urban shingle, which is their latest iteration of the terracotta shingle roof tile. They may ultimately decide, well, it's not worth our trouble, we're getting too many problems with this shingle tile, so we will discontinue that. So that means that going into the future, if you've got a roof that has been laid with the shingle tiles, then there will be no spares whatsoever. So is there a solution if you've got a roof that's got these shingle tiles and you can't find any spare tiles to do the repair work? Well, there is an option. And what a roofer can do is he'll go onto a roof and he'll pick a particular section of the roof and say, we're going to harvest tiles from this section of the roof. So strip all the tiles off and use them as spears. And where the tiles have been stripped off, you would install the Monier urban shingle, which looks very much like the CSR tile or the Nullarbor tile. Look very much the same. You would install a particular section of the roof with the urban shingle and harvest tiles to use as replacement elsewhere on the roof. It's an expensive exercise just to replace some tiles, but that's the only option you've got if you insist on installing this pretty but badly designed roof tiles.